What's the difference between a stand-up comedian and a comic writer?
What is it?
Certain things sound better on paper.
Oh.
I told you, bro. That's clever as
He said, "Oh, that was a bomb."
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Today I'm with a returning guest for the third time.
Man, they don't know. They know who I am.
The third time.
Ugly motherfuckers.
We're honestly here to celebrate him. I feel like there's a reemergence of your music, and I feel like
a reemergence.
I feel like a second chance.
Man, we got beef right now. Me and you got beef right now.
Really? I've maybe remerged. I don't know. I'm trying to use bigger words lately, and maybe I just completely
reemergence, man.
Maybe I feel like you're getting.
Let's do a second win.
You don't. Is that a
son? You see how they try to? You see, this is what I'm talking about, son.
This is supposed to be like inspirational.
Son, what inspirational? Son, do you see how they try to undercut my shit regularly?
Bro, it's like
you see how they try to act like I've been out the shit. This is my third time on the podcast, but I've been out this game.
Nah, bro. It's like
it's a celebration.
It's like the New Testament, the Old Testament, and the New Testament. It's chapters, bro.
Son, you got me fucked up, man. You know how long? That's what I'm saying. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is new reemergence," but I've been in the cook for 2 straight years.
This is true, but at the same time, like you've been through different stages, bro, and it's filthy, bro.
I appreciate it, guys.
You know what I mean? Like,
since you put it that way,
it's a celebration, bitches.
And we're also here with Rick Reams, Rick Rude.
Man, this motherfucker right here. Look, I need all you motherfuckers to bow down right now, man. Nah, y'all gotta bow down to the God right here, man. This is the real deal, man. This is the real emergence. Honestly, this podcast should really be about Rick, but you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I think that's why we connected. Because, you know what I'm saying? Rick, it comes from a very, very story pattern, man. His stripes is, you know what I'm saying, well documented. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my stripe is well documented. And so we coming together is honestly like a super group of sorts. But we're not a group though or anything like that. But it's like we just building together like this. It is sort of a re-emergence. But nah, because this man been dropping records.
Yeah. Going through your catalog, I'm a fan.
You know what I'm saying?
It's been written up in NPR, all these different outlets. Yeah. Very cool dude.
I mean, again, Greg Cypher, I mean, like he was saying, he's never really left. I mean, we've been on a similar trajectory throughout our artistic careers as far as group and or solo, and really ultimately, man, great collaborators. Greg Cypher is one of the illest collaborators out there. Just what people don't like, the whole adage, like no one knows how the sausage is made. Like to really work with this man and see the dedication that he puts behind it, it's inspiring and it drives me.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
fun stuff. All we do is cook, man.
Yeah.
What's up, man? What's going on over there, man?
Just podcast stuff.
Podcast stuff.
The studio is kind of craziness. There's so many things going on at once. So
it sounds like your plate's a little full.
Yeah. But I'm excited to have you here. You know, you're definitely a fan favorite on the podcast.
Yeah, it's because you know
you're very clippable. You're very clippable, which is good. That's needed. You know, as an artist, you need to be able to be.
I wish I didn't have to be clippable. I wish people would just fuck with my music. You know what I'm saying, and just come see me live. And you know, look, Malcolm calling. No, I'm playing. But where the hell is my phone?
Well, Rick,
hold on, wait. Hey, Fish.
Yo.
Say what's up, man. You on the pod, bro?
Oh shit. Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to the motherfucking NAST podcast. You know, happy to be here. I've been, long time listener, first time caller. I was basically calling to ask you guys, man, if you have peeped the Macklemore comeback from
Oh my God! We was just talking about the new record, son.
Well, you know, that's
I gotta call you back and talk about it for real, because we in the middle of this pod. I don't even want to make it about this motherfucker, man.
Every episode, we have to talk about
I know
Macklemore.
last time, you know what I'm saying, that shit got actually fucked up.
Okay, but I want to hear your opinion though.
I haven't listened to it.
Okay, cool. Me either.
I haven't listened to it.
I've listened to it a little bit, but
I was trying to get some pretext before
we'll talk.
before I go peep that.
We'll talk.
Alright, bet.
All right, say peace to the people.
Alright, peace to the
Yo, Fish, peace, man. It's Rick.
Hey, what up,
Hey,
bro?
what's-
Oh shit, got the whole clique in there.
Hey,
The
peace,
whole
family.
motherfucker.
Come on, man. Fish, let's good. Let's go.
It is a party. It's a party. Who else is back there, man?
Mackmore's in the bathroom right now.
Max in the bathroom.
You guys got
Sir Mix-a-Lot's here.
Is that Rory and Maul?
Yeah.
Rory, fucking DJ Vlad is here.
Rory and Maul and Joe's there too. Joe Buttons.
Yeah.
No. Is he here?
Yeah.
Oh, I
He's
didn't
late
know.
actually. He's late actually.
He's late.
That's crazy. Alright, it's lit. Y'all take care.
All right, much love, brother.
Alright, peace.
All right.
That was great.
Yeah, man. What's it called?
For people who don't know, that was Fish or Mr. Hentai.
Yeah, Kung Fu Grip coming
Kung Fu
back
Grip,
soon.
represent Kung
Coming
Fu
back
Grip.
soon.
Really?
No,
No problem.
I'm trying to build the hype for it. You know, I want the like, I want that reunion bag, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yo, like, yeah, put together the max bill, get the bag together, and holla at us, man. Cause yeah, like that's. I know people want to hear some new shit. Actually, you might hear a new reincarnation of it. Cause what I've been up to is just making beats. I've been in the fucking lab, like, you know what I'm saying, working on like new sound. I feel like that would have been made if we had more control. Even though we did a lot of producer projects, did a lot of. You know what I'm saying? Like, work with a lot of different amazing producers. I feel like if we had control of our production at the time,
Right.
it would have sent us in a whole new stratosphere. It's like,
Why do you think you didn't do it at the time?
why I didn't produce?
Yeah.
Because I was scared, and I was like, I was worried about spreading myself too thin. I even think I worry about it now. Like, I'll be making beats, like 3-4 beats a day, and I don't be rhyming. So like I gotta make sure I like am right, and it's harder to write.
What type of beats is it? Like boom bap, or are you,
Of
are you doing like
course,
the
yeah.
Jarv D thing where it's more house now?
Both
Okay, cool.
styles. Yeah. I would say my style's a little more crunchy. It's not as smooth as that Jarv D. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Which is filthy.
Which is
I fuck
amazing.
with
That
y'all.
Black House shit's
Shout out.
What
amazing.
about like death grips? You like death grips?
It's like Death Grips. It's a little more Death Grips, a little more NERD. You know what I'm saying? But like you're getting a little more like you getting a lot of different flavors in that style. And then I got like my boom bap shit. But yeah, so I've been working on producing a couple tapes for people. But I think specifically with me and Fish, like if it comes back again, it might not come back with me rapping. Like, I might just be producing.
That's true. That's cool though.
Yeah. So we'll see what's up with that. Me and this man been working in the lab. I got some stuff been producing for him that's really hot, man. So I'm really excited about, people hearing more of the production.
I'm
Like,
excited too.
yeah.
And the beats, man, the production is crazy, bro.
So let's talk about how you and Rick actually know each other.
Okay,
And
so
then I want to get into Rick's background after.
okay, yeah, beautiful. So I met Rick. So me and Fish were doing our thing since I want to say 2016. So by 16. Fucking way out of 2008. So by 2010, we was finally getting into Seattle and doing shows. Our very first show we did was booked by a brother named Palms, and he was he ran a little company. Shout out Palms, man. He ran a company called Members Only.
Okay, yeah.
That, like, you know what I'm saying, Swerve and
Shout out Swerve.
BFA dropped some projects on there, State of the Artist. They had a bunch of dope stable of cats working over there. But they put together this party, and really it was like the party was a snapshot of what I think Seattle hip-hop was going to be for the next 5 years. And it was us, it was Rick, and Fresh Espresso.
Metal Chocolates.
Metal Chocolates was there too,
Yeah,
but
Metal
it
Chocolates.
was Fresh Espresso was headlining. Desatisfaction played, and State of the Artist, who got that. You got Parker from Flavor Blue, you know what I'm saying, my boy Hyphenate. And it was just like a legendary ass party. So our first show in Seattle was with Rick.
Oh wow.
And it was just a crazy night of ciphering. It was at the Black Lodge at this like little fucking like it was
It was
like a
like a-
studio or like
it
a
was
loft.
it was like a speakeasy, yeah, like a
Yeah,
loft,
it was-
yeah.
and it was
the
just-
Black Lodge over by the Lo-Fi.
Hey, this is the night I really
Shout
fell
out to
in
the
love
Black
with Seattle
Lodge.
rap, man.
Mm.
Like for real, bro. Where it was like, yo, Pearl drank champagne,
Yeah,
like
Mark Gadjar was playing like literally like with a spoon. He was playing on a pot, like playing percussions. It was freestyling.
yeah.
you
So
know?
state of the artist played too. There's like YouTube video of the night.
Ooh, that's something I'm getting into actually. So I've been going on tour lately with a
Okay.
comedian and filming his shows,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to figure out how to start doing that for artists for their shows as well.
Yeah, it was just a little grimy recap video that I think.
Yeah.
But that
I
shit's
think what's it called? What was y'all's crew? You know what I'm saying?
OFS.
Yeah, OFS.
Yeah.
They put a little like
Shout out Raja.
recap video, man, and it was just like, so there's footage, but it was probably one of the most amazing nights ever, man.
That shit was mad.
And I remember like meeting him, man. He was just so. I'm sorry, I mean to take up most of this part, but yeah, man. Nah, like, bro, like when I remember just being in the back, and like I said, it was like a snapshot of what Seattle hip hop was gonna be, because D-Sat wasn't D-Sat at the time. You know what I'm saying? Fresh was y'all just had dropped. And
that was your hip hop duo.
that was Fresh Espresso. Yeah, they had just dropped their debut, so they were like really going off. D-Sat was just like really starting to take off. Soda Boys, fucking killing shit.
TH.
And like we're in the back, and like I said, we in the back with champagne. We in the back with you know what I'm saying, OC Notes. You don't even know OC Notes. You know what I'm saying? Who was
Shout out
he's OC Notes? He's like, oh, it's my man. Oh,
Shout
we about
out
to be
OC.
Metal Chocolates. That's went on to do some incredible Seattle hip hop. Fucking 10-4 Raj.
10-4 Raj.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just see this little Filipino dude, like who this guy right here? But this guy is the illest, one of the illest producers in the game. So it just was an amazing moment for me, and I just think for Seattle rap, the implications. So yeah, fucking 12 years later, now we rocking.
But it's crazy because when I met Greg and Fish, I knew right away. I was like, yeah, this is it. Like these dudes are dope. And like kind of from there, like we were on different trajectories just because, man, when I met you, bro, you weren't even 21 yet.
No, I was.
We actually snuck these guys in the club.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, like we snuck them in, but I knew right away. And as the years kind of went on, we'll get into maybe if you guys want some of my history, but as I kind of started phasing into different like eras, I guess you would say, like I always was like, man, like I need to link up with these guys, like just the energy, the craftsmanship, the performance. And I knew I needed to align with these guys and in some form or fashion. And really, Greg and I, man, we would just kick it. Like, I mean, it was like, and even to this day, like, and I think it really shows to our chemistry on the stage and on wax. Like, what we're doing right now is just like, it just happens to be a host and a camera here. Tone, rhythm is all there. So I'm honored to be able to work with this brother, and it's a real brotherhood, and I think it's a lot of checks and balances, and we push each other and we sharpen the swords, so to speak. You know what I mean?
And you're originally not from Seattle, correct?
Now I lived in a couple places. I moved here from the Bay Area, Berkeley, California, to be exact. But I'm from Flint, Michigan. Yeah.
What do you think of the water there?
I mean, what do you think of the water there?
Actually, I'm the weirdest person to ask about water because I'm very bougie about water.
I think the bigger question is like, what impact did Flint have on Black culture?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm happy to have this platform to say that, you know, you look at any city, like we're not talking about Seattle's heroin addiction or problems. Right. We glorify, you know, this big tech boom, or we glorify the. Man, Flint gave birth to industry. It gave birth to a thriving Black middle class, a so-called Black middle class. You feel me? So that's where I come up from.
I was just in Cleveland, and there's also like a cool middle class of Black people there too, which was interesting.
Absolutely.
It was
that's the thing too. Is like, I feel like they've gone out of their way. You know what I mean?
to erase that shit or just make it seem like, it's with gentrification, and maybe not in those specific areas, but just in all of the black middle class in America, the you know what I mean, the like just normal ass black folks and just us doing what we doing.
Look,
they trying to remove all that shit.
Look, all I know is when I grew up, I had an opportunity to see scholars, athletes, hustlers too, but everything that I saw, it was done at a high level, and it was done really gracefully, man. I love my city, Brian. It made me who I am today. It's a little bit of grit, it's a little bit of grind, and it's a little bit of finesse.
And I think out there too, man, like you think about not just, I won't say.
Shout out ZOD, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Tori, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Flint? My man Chancellor, shout out, you know what I'm saying? San Juan Drive,
Yeah, I ain't trying to, make it about like the D or, Michigan hip hop. But, not only are like some of the nicest MCs from out there, but also, man, like just, I feel like some of the most unique MCs, like this man's style is unique as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those like man, if you gotta have a high palate to be able to soak it in, but once you got it, it's like, oh, I need this all day. You know what I'm saying? It's like we like to say, what's the difference between prosciutto and baloney? It's like, you know what I'm saying? You got regular schmegular every day.
Schmegular.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, you eat a charcuterie board once in a while. Try some real cured meats. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but honestly though,
I just compared you to cured meats.
I feel like a lot of man, I have a really great, colorful environment of friends, characters, like jobs. Like so I feel like a lot of what I draw from is just really like my environment, and it's a very diverse one, and it's a beautiful one. It comes with challenges sometimes, but man, it's like let's polish that diamond. You know what I'm saying? And like let's make some art and let's do some dope shit.
I want to touch on the black middle class again. So when we phrase it like that, is that something to be proud of, or should we be aiming towards a thing where it's just a middle class where everyone, when that incorporates everyone? Because
right now, let's be real. Like, we are in a society where it's like either you got it or you don't. I mean, I'm saying where you could actually, I can't even think right now about right now. I'm not saying later, but right now, like, what are the odds of me having a 3-story house right now in Seattle and a family, right? I'm speaking on my experience. My father was able to provide for a family with a single income and was a black business owner. I mean, I guess middle class is just a way of saying that you're able to maneuver and live comfortably. And so all this language is all social engineered language anyways. It's like, can we provide not only for ourselves, but our family and our friends? So I guess that's what I mean. Like, I didn't see a lot of suffering. Like, I saw a thriving black community.
Right.
But obviously when you take an industry away from a city, shit collapses. Resources start to dwindle. I don't even want to make this about Flint, bro. Like, there's enough stuff about it.
I think he's speaking generally.
You know what I mean? I love my city. That's what made me. Are there some issues there? There's issues everywhere, but
no,
I can't. But I can't.
But you can't. But we can be honest and say, like,
for sure.
I feel like there's a specific engineering where they trying to remove that shit.
But as a Flintstone, though, you gotta understand, I'm gonna still have a chip on my shoulder, bro.
Oh no,
like, you know what I mean?
But it's enough that even white people say, like, a black middle class. Like, I was on the plane to Cleveland, and this older couple, like, they wanted to connect with me, and that's how they wanted to connect to me was about talking about, there's a middle class of black people in Cleveland. And they wanted to give me the whole history about that versus
right,
like,
because at least for me, like, being from up here, like, you rarely see it, you know, and even with me, like, I was coming up on the east side, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not originally from there, but like that's where I went to school and was, doing my formative fucking years, and it's like it was all white folks in the middle class, like. black folks is either in apartment. I mean, I don't even want to say that this is what it is, but at least in this area, that's how it feels, right? And I feel like they're engineering in all the communities, erasing that shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see that. That you either got to be down or way up. And it feels like that middle ground of like, or maybe it's just maybe it's not even the black middle class. Maybe it's just the middle class in general. Like maybe they just that is just disappearing.
I think that's more what it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But and I think they love that. You know what I'm saying? When I say they, I mean the
Jeff
the
Bezos.
white suits. You know what I mean? The suits. But yeah, man, it's. I feel like the best shit comes from there though. You know what I mean? At least the kids and like the having that environment to be able to flourish, to be able to be like, oh, I have options. There's a plethora of doctor, lawyer, trash man, fucking teacher, musician, athlete, you know, like a whole bunch of shit. It's not just, oh, yo, it's like do the most extreme shit so you can get out the hood or like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be well off. Yeah, that's fucking weird. Weird situation.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, it's weird because like Seattle, I don't know if Seattle was really ever a place that had a huge black community because we're in the very fucking
Well, we had
top
a solid one. We had a solid one. The
right,
Central,
but I
the
don't know
Central
if
District.
I feel like certain people try to say like Seattle used to be like a huge thriving black community.
It was.
Well, it
But
was
to a certain extent, like it's all relative to
it was
the location.
small by the
Right.
numbers, but the impact speaks
Yeah,
volumes.
right, the impact.
You gotta think when the Great Migration happened and people came up to Seattle, man, they were here for opportunities. And actually, man, there is it's a small group, man, but there's some really like known families here in Seattle.
1000%.
Obviously, you know, we know who the main names are, but there's like a lot of like really like prestigious black families in this city, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and even down to, like I said, like even the business, you got businesses like black business, you know what I mean? Like we got to fight right now to like preserve space for us to own businesses out here. You know what I'm saying? We used to not have to do that. It'd be like, yo, like, y'all got your spot. Do whatever you want, you know? Just stay over there.
But what
You feel
about,
me?
have you like heard about like the Seattle Restored thing or anything like that, where they're
Well,
giving
that's
like
what
the
I mean.
business
like the
fronts
African
to,
town. So we gotta get like we gotta go out of our way
right?
to create legislation to protect our space now.
Got it.
When if you know what I'm saying, before that, you know, the gentrification was getting so bad that like, yo, this is our space and we don't own shit over here.
There's some cats in the
Of course, no, now
like,
there are.
shout out White King, by the way, bro.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I'm saying?
the
Shout out
people
White
are out
King,
here
bro.
fighting for our space right now. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't even be a thing. But that goes back to what we were talking about. You know what I'm saying? They taking all that shit out, man. They ain't trying to see that shit.
Well, hip hop, right?
Well, I mean, you know, we got. I think it's black folks too. We got to stop. I mean, I don't want to undercut like the efforts or the, you know what I'm saying, like the activism. But we got to be able to sit down at a real round table and like come up with some solutions. And I know there are people doing it, but I also know that, you know, agendas, infiltration, a bunch of things undercut those movements. You know what I'm saying? But if we can together at least as the black community, can come together and come up with some real fucking answers, some real solutions, and some real like unity and some real like, yo, we all are on the same page about this. That's gonna keep fucking happening. You know what I'm saying? It can't be no victim shit. You motherfuckers owe me nothing. It's just, yo, like we just gonna create our shit. Go by the book, and like I said, when you go by the book, they gonna try to undercut you, and you're gonna have to deal with all that bullshit. But you look at like, you know what I mean, the civil rights movement and all the people that was doing that, you know how much of that, you know what I mean? But look how far we've come now. So it's a never ending fight for freedom. But you know what I mean? We got to be on the same page. We got to be organized. You know, the way some of the shit happens out here, I don't know if it ever get fixed. Straight up.
Well, Rick, what is something you'd like to see changed in Seattle? Socially, because there's tons of different things. There's like musically, there's community.
Right. You know, I mean, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to really think about that.
I want to see all whack rappers removed.
I-
All whack rappers.
I'd have to.
All whack rappers. Fuck. Extinct. He said, yo, you got a message, look at the camera. Extinct. All you whack rappers. Gone. Out the way. Leave room for the dope motherfuckers to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hoppers do our thing over here. And everybody else is fans or consume. You know what I mean? No, there's no whackness in the pool of hip hop. That's what I would like to change.
I mean, it all for me.
It is
man,
all relative.
It all comes out in the wash, though. Like, I mean,
Does it?
it does, bro. Because really, at the end of the day, there's tastemakers. There's people who like. Look, there's people who like prosciutto, and there's people who like baloney.
Baloney, yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
What is that from something, or is that like?
Man,
the
you'll
same?
have to find out. son.
Yeah,
The next
man.
album is called Prosciutto and Baloney.
No, but I mean, it's like I've come to a point to where it's like people are gonna make what they make, and whatever gets them going. And if there's ears for it, man, there's ears for it. You know, you just gotta just stay true to yourself. So, I mean, it's been interesting, man. Like you see people who create, and it's not for me to question where people create from, but it's like, what's the next thing? Like, you know, oh, this is the kind of the sound palette of the day. Like with me, I've always been like, man, let's be bold and try something different. Like, let's step out. And I've always said, man, bet on yourself. That's why I fuck with Greg Cypher, bro. He bets on himself. And he's not afraid to be like, yo, I'm about to do some singing shit. Not because he heard, you know, X, Y, and Z doing this. It's like, yo, I'm trying to stretch boundaries.
Well, I wonder if it is a little bit of that, because I feel like my creative process, like, I mean, like,
Not
even
to speak for you. I guess I'm speaking for me.
no, it's not. It's none of that. I think it's just like when you say that, I think about it, and you know, I think about people like Stas and Jarv and Otis and people who like, even you know what I mean? People who really inspire me and do things that I feel like push boundaries. Like, am I copying them trying to push boundaries?
No, I just think that you're in the same, like, kind of, like
Emergence.
Yeah,
Is
like
the emergence.
Like,
Yeah.
not even that. I mean, but like, really, if you think about these names, and this is like, if we could step outside of ourselves and be like, well, really, what does Seattle look like artistically? It looks like a Stas. It looks like a Greg Scythe. It looks like a Jarv D. It looks like a Rick Reams or a Rick Rude. It looks like an OC Notes. And we can be inspired by one another, but we are able to step into our own presence and it's also a little bit not in a competitive way, but like, man, I heard Jarv doing the house shit. I'm like, man, that's filthy. I got a few cuts that I enjoy house music, you know, whether I entertain rhyming on it or not, but he made me want to pull out some of my old house cuts just to play. You know what I'm saying? That's fresh to me. Like, I remember when Otis and we did a project together called Dap Confuser. It was a house record. This was like 10 years ago. People weren't really rocking with that, and that's not.
People were rocking with it. It's just
like people were rocking with it, but it
critically.
didn't. My bad. It didn't really get the go. But like, you know, yeah, man, we just do shit different, man, and that's our collective. I mean, it's not like Greg said, we're not a group, but like we rock with each other. Like, we rock with our community.
Yeah.
And we don't bite each other, and we don't hold like any type of resentment to our fellow brothers and sisters who are doing dope shit. We're inspired at best, and we support. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? That's why personally, me, like, I know, man, there's like a lot of jokes and shit.
Yeah.
I really, like, if you're not really on my radar, I don't even, like, I'm only looking for like what inspires me or what I like to support. You know what I'm saying? And everything else is like, man, if it ain't for me, it ain't for me. But like, yo, man, do your thing. I've fist bumped and handshaked a lot of people. Maybe sometimes the artistic expression doesn't line up, but that doesn't mean that that's not a decent human being.
Right.
Everyone is wired differently. Even me and this brother, man, like, we connect, but sometimes like we have different processes. You know what I'm saying? And so, but luckily, you know what I'm saying? And that's the magic of music, is like we speak the same language. You know what I mean? We're in the same rhythm. So that's cool. You know, but again, that's just me, you know. So yeah.
And what drew you to hip hop when you first started versus focusing on house music or even
no.
rock or anything?
First of all, bro, growing up just right a stone's throw from Detroit. Like, let's just be clear, man. House and techno music is a black art form.
Right.
First of all, let's get that straight. It's not like Cats and Boots, dooch, Europe. And big up London, big up all these other communities, you know what I'm saying? But like Detroit, and you know, you can even throw Chicago in there, man. Like, that's the birth of it. But with that being said, hip hop is my first love. Shout out to my big sister, Tammy. I talk about her all the time. She took me to my first rap show. Fresh Fest 1984. I saw Run DMC. I saw LL Cool J. I saw the Fat Boys. I saw Houdini.
I had Cool Rock Ski on the podcast.
Come on. Big up to the legend. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was a rite of passage.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, like, my sister and her boyfriend at the time, he put me on his shoulder so I could see. I was like on the shoulders of giants, really showing me the culture. You know what I mean? I used to go in her room and play records. I mean, Greg was playing X-Clan the other day.
Yeah.
That was one of the first records she had. I played that shit on vinyl in her room. I would skip school just to go in her room and listen to records. So, I mean, that's how far back it goes. I could probably trace my love for hip-hop back to probably 7 or 8 years old.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And then when did you start writing?
Probably... So this is interesting. I remember at the time, my two favorite comic book characters were Spider-Man and the Submariner.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I had the Big Daddy Kane tape, Ain't No Half Stepping, and it was a cassette, and I had it playing, and I used to get my comics, and I would get tracing paper, and I would draw. I wanted to really be a comic book illustrator. A lot of people don't know that.
Shit.
But I used to buy tracing paper, and I would draw because I love the artwork of comics. So I would draw on the tracing paper, and like, then I would try to do it and I would get discouraged, and I was just like, I just felt there wasn't enough originality in that. And as I'm listening to this Big Daddy Kane tape, I'm like, wait, let me see. And like, I remember like, I just would listen and I just would like try to write words that would kind of sink in with what he was saying. And yeah, I probably wrote my first rap, I don't know, 11 or 12.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then did you start as a solo artist or did you start in a group?
I mean, well, I guess technically, shout out to my boy ZOD, Tory McGill, my best friend. I've known him since I was 5. Him and I, we cut what you would call a pause tape. And so it's basically having 2 radios and two cassettes. And we'll basically make loops on a cassette. People who understand this technology, they'll get it, but it's hard to explain. But it's basically like recording snippets of a beat on a cassette and then having like enough to rap on and then having a blank cassette and then playing that. It's basically 2 radios. One records the sound and we were just like making pause tapes. It's hard to explain. But anyhow, we were doing that in like the like early 90s, like 91, 92. And then I remember my sister she had a cassette player in her Regal, and she would pick us up and she would play our tapes and drive us around the city. And this was like at like 12 or 13, and like our minds are blown because my sister is like, to this day, all my brothers, my Bridget, Tammy, Anthony, I love my brothers and sisters. They paved the way for me. So yeah, I mean, I guess shit, ZOD. That's that was my guy.
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to think about. Like, you know what I'm saying? The like
that was very long-winded.
Crazy innovative ways of making your shit. Making shit happen in hip hop. Like, that's just the, like, you know what I mean? That's just the history of it right there. Like, a pause tape. Like, that's the way. Like, I think about looping, like, when I'm looping. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm in the shit looping on the beats, it's like thinking about having a loop on a fucking 2 cassette tapes, man. 2 cassette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just wild, bro.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
crazy shit.
Yeah. But there was a documentary that was out called The Other Side. And there's a big portion of that where I talk about this. I think people can find it on YouTube, but that'd be something that people could check out if they want to.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So how old were you when you moved to Seattle? What were the reasons?
I moved here when I was about 26. Well, work, but at the time I was dating this woman who was from Seattle. I met her when I was in California, and I decided to move up, and I'm happy I did. We're not together anymore, but it was good times, and I'm here, so that's part of the story.
Damn. Were you ever thinking about Seattle before? Like,
Yeah, that's funny that you asked that. When I was a kid, like, I think at the time, Tribe's first album dropped, Instinctive, and my sister's now husband her boyfriend now husband at the time, big up Prince Franklin. He was stationed out here. He was in the Navy, and he would tell me all these stories about how beautiful it was out here. He talked about Vancouver, and this was like way back in the day, like 90s. And I was like, damn, that sounds dope. And I've always wanted to live either New York, the Bay Area, because I always loved the bridges. This is me as a kid, mind you.
Yeah.
Or just this small little place in the corner, Seattle. It just seemed tight to just be on that like corner, and just what he told me. And then also him playing the Tribe Called Quest tape. I somehow resonated those things to this city.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Yeah, it's weird.
Cool.
Like it's weird, and I find myself here later, and sometimes I wonder, like, am I supposed, like, there's certain times where I'm like, damn, what am I doing? Do I need to like maybe move to a new city? But I'm like, no, this is a place that I've always been called to. Right. So now I'm kind of like looking at this city like maybe like there's something here for me. So I tend to live with more purpose here. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but like I feel like this time, I've been here now for about 17 years. I feel like this time around, like it feels really special. And I'm really connecting with like minds, and opportunities abound. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm fucking gone, cuz y'all enjoy what time you have left with me. He's coming with me, so don't get too comfortable.
Are you almost done with Seattle? Are you still enjoying it here?
Done with you motherfuckers. But I love you motherfuckers. But
hey, sometimes
it's tough out here, man.
Where do you feel like? Do you have like any ideas of where you'd like to go?
Yeah, but we don't need to. I'm not gonna put that out there.
But that's fair, because like I mean I don't live where I'm from, so I feel that it's good to step outside of.
No, but it's more about opportunity than anything. It's less about.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's less about what I'm saying like whether Seattle is a great place to live or the people or the music isn't great. It's at least for being an artist. It's like I said, man. I've been saying it 3 times. This is my 3rd time being here. It's the same thing. It's like you got to get the fuck out of here, man. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Especially now that I feel like I'm more self-sufficient. Like I make my own beats, record myself. It's like, man, I don't, you know what I mean? But we still got a little more work to do, but y'all enjoy what you got.
But nowadays it's like, man, you could really go anywhere if you're mobile.
I mean, but not really. You know what I mean? You're not gonna go to like Wichita, Kansas and like get it popping. You know what I'm saying? You could.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to leave Wichita and go somewhere.
I always had this idea. Maybe
that's a good point.
Maybe
you know what I'm saying?
Maybe this is like, at heart, I am a true romantic. So
yeah,
I would say like for me, Seattle. If I could really carve it out, like in the most perfect scenario, this would be a place where like I would live, and this would be a hub where I create. But this might be a place that I would only maybe live for about 2 or 3 months out of the year.
So many industry artists do that already. You know what I mean?
I'm saying?
That's so funny.
Like I mean, and I'd take it a step further. Like I'd really have like a nice little enclave somewhere tucked. You know what I'm saying?
So last time we talked about this being like a reemergence, like a retrospective. So since the last time I've been here, right, we have
his hands healed.
Dude, yeah, man, I'm surprised. You hey, I'll talk about this off pod with you.
Off pod.
But speaking about niggas with hands, he gonna see this. He gonna be like, oh, bitch ass nigga. Anyways, but what's it called? Speaking of retrospect, so I guess since last time we played some shows. Last week we opened for Quelle Chris. We got the record with.
Shout out Cavalier.
Yeah, shout out Cav, man. Grow Eyes, and man, man, fire, man.
Yeah,
but like talking to him, we was in the green room and shit, or just in the back porch, like chopping it up, and like this nigga had been on tour for 4 months, bro. I'm like, yo, like. That's the next goal. I feel like when I was on here, I said a bunch of stuff that I said would happen. And or that I wanted to happen, and it has happened.
That's
at
what
this
I'm
point.
saying, man.
So yeah. So from here, like talking to him, like yeah, bro, the 2-3 months, like if I could be on tour, like most of the year and just be here for summer and like fall, I'd be super happy, bro.
Yeah.
So that's what I think my next, like and not even think it's about going somewhere and settling down. It's just going and finding some place that I could like business wise grow a little bit to where I'm just moving around, you know what I'm saying? Because that's
Right.
the name of the game in this industry is touring and money. Like we open for Charlie Tuna. I'm in the back talking to Charlie Tuna. I'm like, bro, what is it? How do we get on these tours? Like, it's not like you motherfuckers got openers they bringing with them. Like, you know what I mean? And that bothers me about out here too. It's like, yo, there are big artists out here, like cats who move around, and people who they could easily call up and be like, yo, you want to go on tour with me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and then I see bigger artists with lower names on. So I'm like, yo, like, are these cats paying? Is it like, oh, he's got numbers, he's got pull? It's like, what is the deciding factors of cats going on tour? You know what I'm saying? But man, I just had to say, like, for real, that's the next step. Is just I'm trying to be moving, like getting to a position where we have enough to where literally like touring all year. Like I'm down. You know what I'm saying? I'm this is what I'm trying to do. Some motherfuckers would be, I feel like, burnt out and tired, and they like some people hate touring.
Yeah.
But like I wouldn't sign up to be an artist if that's not what I was trying to be ready for. Yeah.
But I like the evolution from the very first episode we did together.
Yeah.
Almost
Well,
year and a
especially
half
then the
ago.
very first episode.
You were nervous about releasing new music solely.
Yeah, and
as
I
a
think
solo
even
artist.
now, like we talk about the whole like expanding of styles and sounds and shit, like, you know, oh yeah, like pushing boundaries. I'm really scared for how motherfuckers are gonna react to that shit, especially with how my lane is. I don't want to like confuse people. Like that's the last thing I want to do right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I gotta do it because I'm just being expressive. I'm just having fun. But like, part of me is also like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me just eat on this boom bap shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I could go and do that shit full force all day. But like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like trying to figure out what ways and different like avenues to give it to motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I was talking to Fish. He's like, yo, like sometimes I think we underestimate the intelligence of the listener. So another part of me is like, yeah, like we just gotta let it go. But, you know, as far as like, yeah, just moving around and doing all that shit, like.
But like think about that, you're the only one who can box yourself in. You know what I mean? Like if you want to release different types of music, if you have fans that are fucking with what you're doing, they're gonna still fuck with you if you're releasing it.
That's how I see it. It's like if you really fuck with an artist, like, you know, you want to see the full palette.
I just think there's certainly something to be said about the audience, you know, and what the audience wants. Like, I don't want to go to, let's say, I don't want to go to a 50 Cent show and see all new 50 Cent records. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, maybe that's a bad example. Maybe let's do like somebody like Paul McCartney or some shit, right? I go see Paul McCartney. Like, I don't want to hear the 2022 Paul McCartney album. Like, I want to hear the old Beatles shit. Like, I want to hear the joints I love. And for a certain artist, it's like, oh, you're limiting my creativity and shit. But there's something to be said about the fucking audience.
Well, where is that threshold of like people waiting for the new sound?
That's what I mean.
Versus like the greatest tour, the greatest hits tour. Like
I think
I don't think that you're at that stage.
I'm definitely not. But
like,
I'm just saying, like, it's
room,
something to think about. Like when I think about my shit.
But is that for you to think about, or is that for the listener?
Yeah, it is for
about?
me to think about because I got to think. It's like we go to a show. Now the difference between the Charlie Tuna and a Jigger show is that, like, you know, the Charlie Tuna show, we're gonna have to go and it's kind of the sound of Charlie Tuna, Jurassic 5, all that. It's more sunny. It's more happy. It's a little more, you know, you still come with the lyrics, but you come with a different vibe.
It's like a vibe.
The Jigger is coming through. We're going to be spitting on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my thing same thing with records. It's like, I can sprinkle it in, But like if I'm full blown like draking on shit, you know what I mean?
Well,
niggas,
no,
do
that
niggas
makes
want to
it-
hear that shit?
But then, so it's like
But that opens your doors. You were just
but-
saying you could be on
but-
Charlie
but-
Tuna
but-
and then just you're opening more doors
but-
for
but
yourself.
But you have, but it's
but
how
peep-
you,
but
what's,
peep-
what, how is it being served?
But peep
Right,
the
that's
undertone.
fair.
Peep the undertone. So let's put it like this. Let's say the music are the poker chips, right? You got all your chips. Now, being a diverse artist and having different sounds, I think it's more about, again, being aware, but being like, oh, okay, this is this show. I have these songs. I have this project that will go well. So you have the dexterity and the know-how. So like it's cool. Like what there might be a situation where you might open up for NRED.
Right,
Dope. And
NRED, yeah.
you got content for that.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
the
it's not that you're like
And the-
trying to do what they're
Right,
doing. That's
right.
just part of your wheelhouse. You feel me?
Right,
like
right. No, I think it's just like I said, more than anything, I just don't want to be the self-indulgent artist. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with we really like coming up off 2KFG. Like every album, I was a big Pink Floyd fan when I was younger. Every album had like loose concept and theme and all this other shit. Even now I do that to a certain extent, loose little stories and shit. But like listening back those albums now, I'm getting older. I'm just kind of like, is that shit whack? You know what I'm saying? Like, did I need a 12-minute record? Now those are kind of cool because they get somewhere, right? Like you listen to the 12-minute record, you listen to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Every song is 6 minutes, but you listen to each song, every 6-minute song to get to the, the climax of the album. So I can appreciate that to a certain extent. But sometimes I go back and listen to that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like not in a good way.
What do you feel about Funkadelic then?
Well, I feel like even that's a little acid self-indulgence. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm high.
Look, the funk, bro. You got to give it
No,
up for the funk.
I
man.
love, you know what I'm saying? I love all
But
that
is
shit.
there a right way to be an artist? I feel like
No, but I do like maybe it's just the era I'm in mentally. Like I'm in a big like 50s, 60s, early 70s era. So I'm big on 3:30,
Yeah.
2 minutes, 3-minute songs.
Yeah.
Simple, boom, powerful. Give it to them, out of here.
Same.
Next record. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's like you look at the Motown and Smokey and all them niggas. They weren't it. Granted, there was a certain time, right, where like Motown was shifting, where you got like Marvin Gaye and Stevie's taking his own control of his own shit. Marvin Gaye go, I'm gonna make, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, which is like the most. It changed landscape of soul music, right?
They said that wasn't even supposed to drop. They didn't.
No, they didn't. The Motown didn't want to drop because it was
controversial.
It was different than the 3-minute, straightforward records that they was doing. Barry Gordy is thinking about the audience. He's like, yo, they ain't trying to hear all this political shit. They want to hear love songs. They want to hear songs that gonna make them dance, and that's what we here for.
What about like Lenny Williams, "Cause I Love You," or Harold Melvin, "I Miss You"? Those are two of my favorite songs.
You know what I'm
but they're
saying?
both like 8 minutes long, and they're talking on it at the very end.
Yeah. And I
there's
think
something about
that's when you
that,
start
though.
getting into the psychedelic soul and like
Temptations
Temptations
and, then you got,
all that shit.
the Four Top still,
You know what I'm saying?
still.
You know what I'm saying? Papa was a Rolling
Deep.
Stone and all that shit.
Yeah.
I like all that too. Yeah, Papa was Rolling Stones ridiculous.
Doo-doo.
It's got
That
literally
bass
like
line.
it's got like a
Doo-doo.
3-minute intro
Doo-doo.
before they
Doo-doo.
start like I remember the
But that bass line, the way the track builds
I know.
up,
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
the wait, can we give a shout out to the Funk Brothers,
man,
bro?
shout out to
The Funk Brothers, bro.
all of that era, man.
But if you're nervous about music, then what do you think about Kendrick's project? Like,
I didn't really like it.
that wasn't inspiring to you at all?
No.
Really?
It was I feel like it was self-indulgent. Maybe it was a little real, but I felt like it was just I yearn for Good Kid back again. I want Good Kid. And that I like an album like To Pimp, because To Pimp Butterfly
I love that record.
That was like
that
a
album.
record where I'm listening to get to the, you know what I mean? We're going somewhere. This record was just kind of like a bunch of ideas, and it's just like I'm tired of the woke shit at this point. Like I'm just been tired. So
He did take a little bit of that route.
it's like
That's
it's
fair.
too much. It's so much,
But
dude.
I can't speak for Kendrick, but like, man, we don't know.
Yeah.
What this?
Here's a rule. Here's a rule of thumb. If you cheat on your girl, just break up with her.
Yeah. Don't make a full project and profit off it.
No, just break up with her because she got the keys, and you gonna have to go. Like I was talking, like man, me and Fish have a lot of rap conversations. I ain't mean to keep throwing him in here, but we were talking about how.
Tell him to come on. Come on.
Oh yeah, man, you tell him to come on. Get a solo interview. Okay, hold up. We were talking about this literally yesterday, because at the show,
Want me to get some more water?
Please.
At the Quele show, we were doing. Remember? Oh, you weren't. I don't know if you were there for this. At the end of the show, Grow Eyes, when he came in, he had a Jay-Z shirt on.
Okay.
And then at the end of the show, he comes through with a different Jigger shirt on. I said, "Yo, what's up with what's going on? You a real Jigger fan?" So me and him, and Aaron King, shout out my boy Aaron King, LK Jr. My man come through. He go, we start talking about what's our favorite Jigger album. And I'm a big American Gangster guy. Yeah. I'm a big Reasonable Doubt guy, obviously. You go through all of his discography that fine. And this man said 444 was his favorite. Mm-hmm. Now, not knocking 44, but like me and Fish Dog's like, man, 444, like for real, like, yo, man, get dreaded Jay-Z the fuck out of here, man.
That was a good tape, though.
It was a good, look, man, but it was woke Jay-Z, though.
It was a good tape.
It was woke Jay-Z at its finest. So it's like, man, this is kind of the same shit. Like, I don't want to hear, like, this is the Jay-Z that regrets Big Pimpin'.
Right.
That's the Jay-Z that hates Big Pimpin'.
But is that growth, though, maybe?
Yeah.
Is it growth?
Yeah.
I mean.
Is it growth?
Possibly.
Or is it placating?
Well, peep this.
It sounds a little bit like placating, especially in this era, because, you know what I mean? How long the man been married, bro?
But let me ask you this. Like, how many times can we keep recycling the same?
Look at Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's been married his whole career. And the nigga's been saying what he been saying for years.
But
he don't placate for no fucking body.
What about the Bush record? That record was...
The Bush wasn't a love album?
No, but it was definitely a very different...
But you got Bush post sensual seduction and all that shit. Okay.
What about the Snoop reggae record?
We're not talking about different styles. I'm talking about message and intent and how you delivering it, right? That fucking Snoop reggae record was critically panned. That shit was terrible.
But I mean, he stepped outside of.
It was terrible.
Was he placating?
He was being a self-indulgent artist.
No, he was inspired.
That's the guy I don't want to be. I'm the Snoop fan who was like.
So you do want to be self-indulgent?
No. I don't want to be self-indulgent. Okay. That's why I'm saying go back to what I'm saying about the album, right? Like, I'm gonna give you guys this singing NERD album. Yeah. They're gonna be like, Greg, I can't get jiggy with this shit. Give me my boom bap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be Snoop
unless
in the reggae.
Unless it's undeniable, though. If it's undeniable, then...
If it's undeniably good, yes. But there's the artist like, I'm going to do a rock album now.
But see, that's when you got...
No!
Because it was
don't do that!
But like, as an artist, we do stretch the envelope, but that's where we got to have like our homies be like, hey, yo, Rick, man.
Hey, yeah, exactly.
Hey, yo, Rick, dog.
Some of these artists don't got it.
Rick, don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro.
Like the Lil Wayne album wasn't good.
The Rebirth. Hey, I saw something, somebody said that was one of the most influential, even though it's his worst album, it's one of the most influential albums because it made it cool and paved the lane for guys like Lil Peep. And you see how Machine Gun Kelly's moving right now.
That's fair.
But it's the worst.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Son.
Even like the new Drake album, it just felt half-assed. That's why I didn't like it.
I'll say this too though about the new Drake because I think
it wasn't undeniable.
That's a good follow-up behind that Kendrick. Okay, so that album to me, that's an album that motherfuckers got they didn't want because we were expecting some toxicity.
Yeah.
But at the same time though, like if you are like I had to go back and listen to all the soft Drake joints after that. You know what I'm saying? I had to listen to all the soft like the Controllers and the like those type of records. Man, Drake has been doing that shit his whole career.
Yes, actually.
So to me, it was more. I think the fans' reaction was more of, "Oh, this is not what we wanted." It was less of a surprise or anything like that. And he's not being Drake.
It just wasn't a good house album, in my opinion.
I mean, but Drake doesn't make good albums. He makes great records, incredible records. He's got two good albums out of his maybe 8 record discography.
Which one are you rocking with?
I love man, of course, fucking the one was started from the bottom. All that shit. What's that?
I like the
Nothing
view,
was the same.
Nothing was the same. Is one of the illest. Man, that shit is easily by far the best Drake
If
album.
you're reading this, it's too late. I like that.
And if
one
you're
a lot.
reading this,
I thought Views was all
great.
right.
The only thing
Views
about
was-
if you're reading this was it was
A
a little
mixtape.
too long, and what fucked it up was the Quentin Miller shit. But like the biting and all that shit, the
Yeah.
ghostwriting, that fucked that whole album run up. But that album that's peak. Like we wanted that album,
Dude, Quentin Miller is so dope. He has like, do you know he has like a robot leg?
dude. What's it? Man, why are we talking? Oh, that's fucked up, dog.
But he does. It's
That's
kind of
fucked
wild.
up, son.
He's
Because
like,
my man got hit by a car or something like that and lost his leg.
Hey, man.
That's fucked up, man.
That's crazy.
Quentin Miller, he said he's got a song that I fucking love, man. Man.
he has a song with Travis Scott and Hit Boy. He has a,
Oh my
he has a
Hit Boy.
few hits.
Yeah, man. But not like it's interesting, man. Like all these artists that we named, right? I would say this is a very interesting time because you're hearing people like experiment and they're taking chances, and some people are swinging big and some people are missing. Some people are like the sonic palette is wide open, and I see what's going on at least from a larger, like from the bigger picture, and it's letting me know that these bigger artists are actually like listening and not really
They're
like
listening. They're listening to niggas like us and like it's like this nigga right here because they don't got fucking Diaz. That's what they're doing, and they're taking they need us.
No, that's very true.
They need the underground to keep doing what the fuck we're doing. We stretching the shit out, and they gotta go. Oh, okay, now West Side Gun and Benny and all these niggas is fucking. Oh, we gotta get there. That's how we get our clout. Like honestly. Like if we did a song and fucking Lizzo decided to fucking take the record,
Yeah.
trust me, it's gonna do something different for my bag. You know what I mean?
And
that's beautiful. Like I commend every underground artist. Go get your fucking bread, man. I'm not hating on none of that. But it's more of a these bigger artists need us.
Yeah, I heard
That's
that.
what I think,
When
honestly.
you're right. Though when I was in LA, I interviewed these two artists, Noah James and Viva Mescal, who are
Yeah.
huge in the underground scene in LA, and they said that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, they be biting off of us. I mean, granted, like I said, hey man, if I make a hot beat or got a hot idea, or make a hot song, and fucking Ye calls me tomorrow or some shit, and it's like, hey yo, like I'm gonna take this part and send you a check. Man, I could make 1,000 more of those. Like, cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I think I loved your AJ Suede interview, and it's been staying with me for a minute, man.
Hell yeah.
It's been fucking with me for a minute because it's like, we as artists, like, yeah, I loved how he said you got to separate, you know, or maybe it wasn't the interview, but it kept it in my head because it was like, oh, they're like the bag, right? And then like the artist shit. Until he said that, right?
I think so.
In the interview, in
talked
the clip, he's like saying it like, yo, like,
oh yeah, like
you gotta think about your bag, like your job and shit.
the code
like,
switching thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
So like, as MCs, like, do we gotta be thinking like, yeah, do we gotta like we do our music how we do our music, and we do our bag how we do our bag.
And the dream is to be able to do that as one thing.
Right, but I mean, granted, yeah, but like, so you know how many artists are just like ghostwriters who are great? Like Sky Zoo is one of my favorite MCs.
so dope.
Sky Zoo is incredible,
Yeah.
and
Torre
this
too.
motherfucker gets a lot of his bag from ghostwriting for people like Diddy and you know whoever people he can't say. You know what I'm saying? If that's my bag, like I am cool with that.
That's a good
I
bag.
could drop my records. I can fund if I can fund what I'm doing,
Then maybe just look more towards like a publishing deal.
or maybe I just wanna maybe I wanna open up a hip hop laundromat, you know, or you know what I mean, or something else. Like just build a bag over here
Yeah.
that I can do what I do. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to find that balance.
So your
too.
aspirations for music has changed on how you want to go about doing
I
it.
don't know if it has. It definitely hasn't.
Okay.
But I loved that interview because it did make me think like that.
Yeah,
Like, oh, like you gotta think about it separately.
Yeah.
I never go into music thinking about my bag.
Mm.
But like my bag is related to my music.
Mhm.
And it's like if you can if you can kind of like make it work where it's like, okay, yeah, my music is my bag, but what I'm interested in, my bag, focus. I could build other things around what I love based on just a bag. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could just be a ghostwriter, or I could just be a producer. Like, I could just sell beats.
But there's pros and cons to that because I solely do podcasting, right? So now because I don't have normal jobs with like everyday person, like I have things where like I feel like I can't connect with like even my friends that are in school right now. You know what I mean? Because like because I'm 21, my friends will come back for college. They'll be at different colleges, but when they come back to Seattle, they'll be able to connect over being in school. And I'm like, hey, I'm doing music or whatever. And there's just like a loss of connection there. So there's pros and cons to
look,
if
you go to work.
send,
You go to work.
You know what I
I
mean?
go to work, and yo, man, like, okay, I won't even talk about my damn job. Let's just say any job, okay? And you're a musician. You're gonna go in, and honestly, man, you know the hardest. Before I continue, the hardest day going back to work is after a show. Okay. So, like, the dream is right there, and you got to go back to work. You know what I'm saying? Now, I would feel different if I went to the show, and it's like, oh, man, I got to go wake up because I got to go run my fucking hip-hop laundromat business.
Yeah.
That's a completely different feeling than going to a fucking job. You know what I'm saying? And the bag is different, but it's playing with each other a little bit.
Yeah.
I just want to get there. You know what I'm saying? That's something I think about. I mean, even if the rap bag comes, okay. But a lot of these people don't do shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these people are not people that are sitting at this table. A lot of these people don't do shit. You know what I mean? They go home and they live vicariously through motherfuckers like us. Or they entertain. They look on your phone. They're waiting for the NAST podcast to watch new shit. You know what I mean? And they're fans. But they ain't got the drive or the passion to do what you're doing. Like, this is our third podcast.
Yeah.
This is the third new studio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you watched our first podcast and you see what I'm doing now, it's like we spoke all this shit here.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean? It's different. Like, it's fucking different. We are not the same. And that's okay. I'm not trying to compare myself to you. I'm just, you know, or not. We're not trying to compare ourselves to y'all. It's cool. Y'all do what y'all do. But to have something like that, to have a passion and a real, like, yo, be that driven, it's not everybody's about that, bro.
No, everybody.
And honestly, those people, I can't fuck with anymore. Like, I love my people, and I know that they're always going to be my people. And you know what? We can connect on old times, or we can connect on sports or whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
But like when the plane is leaving, like, who's on the plane? You know what I'm saying? Like, who gets it? You know what I mean? I really wish more of artists and people, what we're doing, could get together without ego, okay? Without it being about a look, okay? Without it being about your fucking album, bitch, okay? We could all sit down and talk honestly about the culture and, like, really all be excited because we do speak the same language. You know what I'm saying? We do speak the same. We all care, and we can figure it out. I wish we could, because that's what I'm saying. Everybody's all concerned with they shit, but like, we together can come up with the fucking answers. You know, going back to earlier in the conversations about how to create change. How do we get the shit that is gonna help us?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We gotta be able to sit down together, think about what's going on. A lot of people ain't on that shit, man. A lot of people just are on their own, like, yo, let me just, you know, be in my little comfortable box. And that's why I can't be in Seattle no more either.
Yeah.
Anyways, man.
So what were you saying, Rick?
It was a point that
I talked it into the ground. That's what happened.
No, I'm sorry. No.
I'm sorry.
I was about to just say, as far as like bigger artists and like kind of reach, you got to think about where people are in life and what they're exposed to. If you're at a table all day dealing with, and I'm not, maybe this is a problem I would like to have, but if you're dealing with contracts and lawyers and, you know, you're tracking your bag, so to speak, it almost seems like the business aspect and the branding is almost fighting, because every entertainer started out at some point like being nervous to get on a stage, and some people make it to higher heights. I mean, there's a certain name that I won't say, but it's been a very frequent name. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get to a point to where it's like, when the business and the art is looking eye to eye, like, that's a very interesting position. You know, I could be like, yo, I just worked my job. It was irritating. Like, I need to go home and just vent. I might go and write a song. And knowing that it's coming from a pure place. But like, what are you writing about when like your lawyer, like Joel Goldenstein, you know what I'm saying, trimmed off a couple numbers and that pissed you off. And now you're in the lab. Like, it's like, yeah, like that shit, it could sound dope over a beat, but it's like, how relatable is that?
Right.
It's relatable when Greg comes home and he gets on the track and he talks about X, Y, and Z. And it's like, I listen to him, I know him, I'm like, that's some real shit. Everybody in this community is like, word. And you could just feel and sense that. And that's not to say that these larger artists are not legitimate, because they are, but it's just they're in a different place. So now you got to wonder, is this the time to do your reunion tour? Or is this the time to step away and start putting on for other artists that you believe in?
Well, it's like comedy too. Like,
You
know what I'm
know,
saying? Like,
like,
you look at any like straight up like hood black comedian, you know what I'm saying? They come up and they spitting that real, and then you start getting that Kevin Hart bag, and you start getting, you know, your jokes start to come out. You ever been on a private jet? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's also
real as shit.
But it's also like having awareness to know, like, how can you best, like,
you have to be amongst the people, man.
Like,
You gotta,
like,
and you can't be amongst the people when you get to a certain point. That's the problem that Kendrick album. Nigga was like, you got too many famous people problems. I don't care about.
So what do you do then?
but
Do
we
you
don't
stop?
know,
You gotta. I seen him in
You guys-
Ghana.
but
Like,
you
he's in Africa. Like, with the kids. Like, you gotta put yourself in the community. You gotta put yourself in real life. You gotta live. You gotta know how to deliver it. You know what I'm saying?
Peep his trajectory though, man. And again, shout out to Kendrick. If you look at his mixtape run, first of all,
Right.
and then you go into the classic that you mentioned.
Yeah, it's real. Like, Good Kid is real.
Good
Like,
Kid, right. So you look at all the mixtapes to that, and then you go to Pimp a Butterfly.
And that-
let's take Michael Jackson, for instance, not to compare the two. But when we say Off the Wall, which is my favorite,
personally, yeah.
but you got Thriller. After Thriller, he's got some good he's got some good albums, but there's a certain point to where it's like, we fuck with Mike, but some of those albums are not as strong, but we still.
Well, that's because too he's trying to trend chase a little bit too. Like,
you know what I'm
he
saying?
was trying to do. Anyways, that's the long.
But
yeah,
you get what I'm trying to like. I'm trying to find a way to tie it all together, because it ain't really a wrong or right answer.
I was real scared about that Kendrick shit, because I was like, man, he's gonna. And then what I found out was he was ghostwriting for Baby Keem.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, yeah, he was running with the trends and doing all the, you know what I'm saying, little like bubble wrap shit a little bit.
Yeah, but what'd you feel about him working with Kodak Black? That was kind of
that was great. I love Kodak.
That was a weird thing though, because
Kodak is incredible. He's like one of the best artists in the game right now. As fucked up as what duty is, whatever you want to say about him.
Yeah.
Most artists aren't most artists, don't they?
No, he's one of those dudes.
Like most artists,
he just got arrested again.
I kind of think I read about that. I don't think it was for anything like.
Most artists
He had
are
like
walking
tons
around
of like
with
drugs and guns.
Okay, well let's before we start talking about niggas, the criminals records and shit.
I know. Let's not do that.
I'm gonna go down the brothers' criminal records right now,
Nah, we ain't
even
gonna
though
do that,
it's a conversation to be had.
So
somewhere
it
else.
says right here on Google
But,
that
Kodak Black, the reason why he's so good, and cats like him, Youngboy, very few artists are like this to me. But like where they can like really pull at your fucking heartstrings, man. Like this dude, he's got some hood. He maybe he's just so hood for so long that he just can just connect and be crossover and spit.
He's just
you know what I'm
comfortable. He's
saying?
comfortable with himself.
Bro, like, it's hard to be there. It's hard to be there. I get scared about that too. It's like, fuck, man. Imagine just getting money and being good, and then all of a sudden now I ain't got shit to rap about. But like, I would have to live. Like, I maybe that's the point where you have your 2-year hiatus, where you just playing shows. But like, what do you rap about when you just playing shows all fucking day, on tour all day? You know, it's definitely that the artist predicament.
Well, you know,
That's
Charlie
real shit.
Tuna was talking about how he paints.
Right.
And
Yeah, you switch. You
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
like, what do you do to fuel your creativity? For some people,
right.
it could be different things.
Or
know
you
what I'm
mentor
saying?
other artists even.
You mentor the artist, or you get I think
Hey.
the business ventures, like, you know what I'm saying, he who will not be named, you know what I'm saying, with his little,
There's this cool shop in
it's a
downtown.
shop. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
Golf Boys or something. I don't remember.
Fucking golf boys. I heard that's man. There's a straight golf shop there now. It's a whole golfing course.
So what about you, Rick Reams? Do you feel fulfilled with your music, or are you battling with any of the same things that Greg is?
I mean, there's definitely, like, Greg and I, we see eye to eye on a lot of things, both artistically and just in life. But for me, not everybody has a platform or know how to even use their voice to express how they feel. And the fact that I could do that sometimes I just be making music just for me. I got some of those cuts that, like, the homies are like, Rick, don't put that out. But like the process of having a vision in my head and seeing it come to fruition is very fulfilling to me. It doesn't stop there. But I do know at some point, you know, we all have an expiration date. Like, these are heirlooms that will live on. You know what I mean? So for me, it is a little, like, not to sound corny, but like, it is a little spiritual. And my record, personally, if you look at everybody that I've worked with, or if you talk to them, like, there is a connection that's real. You know, I break bread with every single artist that I've worked with. Like, there's some level of, like, depth there, even if it's just a song about just like, fuck it, we gonna kick it, you know what I'm saying? And it might not be like this whole grandiose thing, but like, the love is there. It's like, whatever I'm cooking up with a compadre, like, that sauce has been on a low simmer. You know what I mean? So
Rick is definitely not as frustrated. I feel like,
well, no, but I mean, I'm a little bit. No, I've been through, and that's the interesting thing.
Greg's angsty.
I know what that's
anxious.
like. I know what that's like, and I feel that way certain times.
Like, let me ask you a question. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, we briefly covered your past, you know what I'm saying, and your history out here. But, like, you, like, really have played some of the biggest, like we're talking about all the festivals and everything out here, main stage, okay? We're talking about you played in front of some really amazing crowds, like Sasquatch, all that shit, okay? So for you, like, do you feel like, I feel like we're at a point where it's almost like that didn't even happen.
You're right.
Like, do you feel like, you don't feel like there's shit left on the table? You're not frustrated by that, or you just kind of like?
I feel like I'm the Frank Zappa of the rap game. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel that certain. How can I put this? Like, okay, I feel like the people who give me my flowers, like, it's appreciated. The praise isn't empty.
Right, but it doesn't make you feel like, yo, like I say, I'll go play a show and go to work and be like, dog, I just was taking pictures with fans and motherfuckers like, yo, I feel you. So you being damn near at the Seattle mountaintop at one point, okay? Right. Before he who would not be named, okay? Who honestly took a lot of sauce from this man. Look. Hey, hold up, look. You being there and being at the mountaintop and looking down at all, and then having to climb back up. You know what I mean? Like, you don't feel like it should be easier for you to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
and it's not frustrating. You don't have those moments where you're like, yo, like, fuck this, man.
I mean, yeah, but I also have to take accountability for, like, my myself too. Like, maybe I did leave a few things on the table, but was I prepared for those experiences? Preparedness is equally as important as opportunity. And so, like, as much as, like, and I think for a little bit, like, I was holding I was a little, not angry, but I definitely felt like, damn, like, I feel like I'm kind of getting slept on. I feel like I've been here, but I'm not looking for a pat on the back either. And that's like, well,
not a sympathetic.
But like we talk about, like, we don't, like, we'll play cuss for each other, but we don't fucking circle jerk. You feel me?
Right.
And you know, every time we go to venues and everybody wanted, like, we don't like that shit. We don't even get down like that.
Well, even just in the
right.
just the rapper shit.
So,
like,
but like for me, like, it's important for me to match my creative output with, like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I did leave some things on the table. I'm
not saying you left things, but do you feel like there were things that weren't, like, for me, like I said, it shouldn't be as hard for you.
Let me ask you this. Should I be working on my greatest hits record?
No. But why should it be hard for you with your track record to not be, like, booked or be covered, or be fucking shown the same amount of respect and love as any of these other motherfuckers?
Well, this is the perfect platform to ask, you know, how? If I had that answer, it would be a different situation.
No, because I'm just
but
saying.
not to, but, like, this is just to the masses.
Like, when I was fucking Blake, you know what I'm saying? When I was a young dude,
you just said fucking Blake. So I'm gonna clip that. Just
fucking with Blake.
Fucking, man. Okay. No, when I was Blake. Okay, when I was a starry-eyed, unjaded motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And looking at you guys, like, I would, like, y'all were what you. I just saw a picture on Instagram of you, Gio, and Grinch. No, those are three fucking Seattle legends, dog. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Now, Gio's doing his, Grinch is still doing his thing, obviously. Gio is doing his thing. Hood Famous Bakery, though, right?
But ain't that dope? He
transitioned, right?
Bro, that, to me, that was seamless, man. Big up Gio, bro. That's filthy.
But, like,
he had a string of records, set up a business. That was filthy.
Right, but and at one point, like I said, you guys were all considered on the same. That shot was so dope because at one point, you guys were all basically at the same fucking level. I mean, Blue Scholars a little bit, you know, like the marquee, but
absolutely.
But like, y'all were basically all coming up and covered by the same people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all were all rocking and hype and at a very high level. And I feel like now, it's like I said, not only does it not exist, but, like, it's hard for you to fucking get some love on a tape that you dropped as fire.
But you know, it's crazy. We're still writing our story, and like I said, man, it's like the receipts are there, and it'll all come out in the wash. I feel cautiously optimistic about everything, as long as we're just doing what we are called to do, and we are walking in alignment with, like, you know, like how our true expression, man, it's gonna work out, bro. Yeah. Like, and one of the best things to happen to me. Because everything, like, we are here right now, and it's like we're saying, hey, we want more. We feel like there's more on the table. Yeah. But right now, where I am at, like, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but, like, rocking with you right now. Right. And so you got to think, like origin story is like, man, coming together is like, we could talk about these things, but we could do it in a way that's artistic, and that's a story, and those are so many conversations to be had. Like, right. And not only for us, but, like, think about, like, some of the people that we love. I tend to love people like MF Doom. I mean, it's a trendy thing.
Before we get into the little rap niggas, though.
No, man, fuck that. I gotta say this. Man, the charm about him is that his shot in the industry didn't pan out the way he thought, and
he got his flowers, though.
Yeah, but.
You shouldn't have to fight to get your flowers. I have to fight for you. I got to come on NAST and be like, NAST, you got to have Rick on here with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I got to fight. And I hate doing that because, like, I'm talking to Fish, like, he's like, oh, man, don't sound like the mad rapper. But it's like, yo, I'm constantly like, why does he got to fight? He shouldn't have to struggle. Like, you should be you need a Lifetime Achievement Award out here just for what you fucking done.
Peace, man.
You know what I'm saying? Geo needs a fucking Lifetime Achievement Award. Fucking Grinch needs a Lifetime Achievement Award, man. Fatal need a Lifetime Achievement Award. And this is what bothers me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, I'm done, man. But it's like, for real, like, I'll do it if they ain't gonna do it. Cause, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this city. And like I said, I know some of it's about demographics. I know some of it is about, you know, and I'm not trying to complain too much either, because I'm happy with where we at and we're doing our thing. But there's something to be said about the people who hold the keys. There's something to be said about, okay, like, and maybe we need to change how we're, and when I say we're, I mean like all underground artists. We're marketing to our people, right? So in order to stay relevant, or to switch, like he's talking about Doom, like you got to switch up.
But if you don't know how to do it, then how do you do it?
That too, right?
But there's no right or wrong way to do this.
Yeah, but
Like,
there is a wrong way. I think there's a wrong,
I mean,
like absolutely wrong way. You like don't be on the block selling your CD. You know what I mean? Like you could do that, but like is that going to equal like internet? You know what I mean? Like you mad because you got 6 likes?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't. You know what I mean? It doesn't translate. But I don't know, man. I just wish it wasn't even a conversation. Like if this motherfucker was doing what he did and he was from New York, he couldn't walk down the street. He'd be like, "Yo, hey, yo, that's."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And granted, it's the same way here, but there's too many artists, man. It's like, yo, like we gotta we gotta give this man. This man deserves his flowers, bro.
Peace,
and a lot of y'all MCs out there, a lot of y'all MCs deserve y'all flowers, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, especially those who are still dropping heat and real quality music and lyrics and performance, man. Because that shit, this MC shit is hard to keep up, man.
Oh, real quick. Shout out Def D, man.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Shout out Def D,
Splash
bro.
Crew.
Splash Crew, man.
Yeah, y'all go check out. So yeah, you know, I obviously had home base in Third Stone.
Yeah.
The companion to those albums are my man's project with Def, Suave Tape, and they got another one coming pretty soon.
Yeah, we got the new tape coming out called GVO, mixed and mastered by Vitamin D. Got some hitters on there. T3 from Slum Village is on there. Shout out T3.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be nice. I got Greg Cypher on there.
Of course.
Couple joints, you know what I'm saying?
Man, the great Vita too.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Vita's on there.
Vita's rapping.
You know what I mean? Our homie Aaron King. So it's gonna be nice, man.
And do you guys have anything releasing together?
Oh
anytime soon?
yeah. We got some shit coming.
But still private kind of for now,
Are we
or
gonna pop the lid on that?
No, we ain't gonna pop the lid on it. But I'll say that I produced the album.
Could we potentially have a Rick Reams podcast, and we'll bring Greg Cypher on when we're ready to talk?
No, y'all just come through. Y'all need to just sit down.
We'll stay connected for sure.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I produced a tape for this nigga, and then we got something going. I'm producing a couple tapes for some other rappers. I got, like I said, my experimental tape I'm working on, which may or may not come out. Based off, not based off of this conversation. These are the conversations I've been having in my head. The conversation we have today. Like, are people even gonna want to hear that type of shit? Which I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
But
put it in the comments. Do you want to hear experimental Greg Scott?
Honestly, if you like the Kung Fu Grip shit, you'll fuck with it.
Yeah.
But like, sometimes it just, man, like, if it's not gangsta, it's like on some love shit. I wrote it during a breakup. I had a breakup, and that's what started the album.
But I mean, I feel like there is room to create the art and then like find your fan base. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like I got my fan base right now.
You got the dexterity to like maybe have like.
I think it really just comes down to like marketing. Like you have the total package. You just need to market.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's literally the only thing you need.
Hey,
Sorry, what were you saying that?
No,
Nas said it.
That's well put.
Nas said it. I did it. Hey, yo, put it. Hey, yo.
That's well put.
Hey, yo, man. I want this shit on record. Yo, this on record. Yo, say it again.
He's got the package. He just needs to market
the package, baby. I got the package.
Lex Luger, baby.
Yo, I got the package. Stop acting like I don't got the package, son. Stop it, man. Stop it, bro. You see who I'm sitting next to right here? Look at this nigga. Look at this nigga right here, man.
Oh, hey.
Come on, man. It's like the illest motherfuckers out here, man. The package is here.
Yeah.
Come on. Send the bag now. You know what I'm saying? Send the bag. We got more music. You know what I'm saying? We got more shit in the vault ready to go. You know what I'm saying? don't. I had somebody recently. Like I walked up on somebody recently, and they was like, I told this story. Like for people who know me, they've heard this story already. But like I had a nigga walk up, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is Greg Cypher, dope Seattle MC," and it was like this white dude. He was like, "Oh, you rap, man? That's real cool." And I had to have a full stop Kanye moment, like, yo, bro, like, I don't know who the fuck you talking to. And I'm not trying to, like, you know what I mean? Anyone who knows me knows, like, man, I'm really not feeling myself. But I feel like I gotta say this now because, like I said, bro, tomorrow's price is not gonna be today's price. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To quote the great Fat Joe. Flojo,
Cartagena himself,
or
you know
Dr. Umar, either one.
What's the acronym for the shit?
What?
People, what's that?
For which one?
The first album.
Oh, fucking Jose.
Yeah.
Jealous Ones envy, bro.
Jealous Ones still envy.
Yeah, Jose, bro.
What's it called?
Jealous
Ones. He did it like another one too, like that. But yeah, man, I'm just saying, like, where my mind is we manifesting and we're
charging up our crystals.
We are making this shit happen. It's really, we're speaking into existence.
Yeah.
So like, I really hope people catch up. Capitol Hill Block Party was this weekend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Did you go?
I went to the Let Out. I feel like I saw some photos from yesterday. I feel like Sunday was really popping. Like all the homies was there.
Sunday was very Seattle-centric one.
Yeah, it felt real town shit. Like I was mad I missed that one. I was there on Saturday and it was all like everyone was like under 25 and I felt uncomfortable.
Oh, I just went to I want to start connecting hip hop more with comedy because I've been going on tour with comedians.
Hey, come on, bro.
I was at a comedy show yesterday filming it and like the comedians were making jokes about like they were going to the Capitol Block Party, everyone's like 21 under. You know what I mean?
Dude,
and they're like, "Hey, you want to pop some pills?" And like, "I want to pop some Advil."
Oh no, I seen some.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely seen some kid stumbling off of some Xanax or some shit. Like he just was totally like not there. But I feel like with the block party, bumper shoot, all that shit, that's coming for us too. But like I said, y'all got to get on this right now because. We're out of here, bro. We're out of here. And that's not in a cocky, like, we're the shit way. It's like, yo, we have a vision and an end goal. We know we're going. So if you don't see it, that's cool. We appreciate you, NAST, for seeing it, obviously. But, you know, Blake, man, like, come on, man. Like, I just really hope the town sees it. Because you know what I mean? Last time I was here, I think I said I wanted to get 10,000 plays for the first one. And we about to hit 100K. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 100. Yeah. So like the growth and the goal setting and the accomplishing is happening. And I appreciate you even just having us on to let people know, you know, yeah, man, it is a little retrospective, little reemergence. Yeah. A little reemergence.
Hell yeah. And you brought a great guest with you, Rick Reams.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, dude. Like I said, I really
he's the only person I've allowed to bring a guest on too.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, you've been on 2 times. It's about to be your 3rd time.
And we low-key got an extra flex with Fish on the phone, the call in.
Yeah, the call in. Yeah, that was dope.
Hey, but no,
Shout out Fish, man.
but this guy, I wouldn't have anyone else rocking with me. Like, I really, like, you know, I mean, I tell him this all the time, but I really look up to this man. He's like, I'm the oldest of 5 siblings. Like I never had an older brother, so I feel like this is my older brother, man. And since day one, like he really has taken me under his wing. Even when the trajectories was different, like it was never like when I wasn't shit, like and he was doing the main stage, it was always like, yeah, man, y'all come through the back door, come on stage and rap. Yeah. So you know, through all the years and all the things happening, man, like there is no one in this town. You ask anybody who's seen Rick Reams in his element. And they would tell you that he's one of the most amazing people out here. So I wouldn't have anybody else rocking with me, honestly, man. And so I was happy to bring you through here. Thank you, bro. So I know you provide some good content for my brother, man. Hey. And he's fresh to death, too, man. Yes, you see my man. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Man. Yo, I just wanted to say, too, man, man, it's an honor to work with you, Cypher. There was a time where I felt like, you know, cats really kind of left me for dead, bro. And it's like you kind of gave me the lion's paw and pulled me out the dirt a little bit, out the grave, man. And but hey, we're here, we're rocking, and we're creating, man. I'm happy to be rocking with you, bro.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It's a true bromance.
Greg's given a lot of advice on the past few episodes, so I'm going to only ask you this time, what is some advice that you have for up-and-coming artists, creators, influencers?
Man, just be you. Just be uniquely you. It don't matter maybe how goofy you are, how
Hey, man, say it again for the people in the back. What's it again one more time?
What?
Say what you just said.
Just be uniquely you.
Be uniquely you. Because you are unique, man. Be uniquely you.
That's it.
That's it,
man.
bro.
Don't
That's
matter.
literally it,
Don't
man.
matter. Like, if you know, whatever natural gifts that make you who you are, feel comfortable walking in those shoes. You will be honored and rewarded for the long haul.
Hell yeah.
No, real shit.
This has been the NAST. Oh, actually, before that, what is the easiest way for people to reach both of you?
Fucking, IG, a.k.a. Greg Scott Cypher.
I'm at yachtrock.rick on IG.
Yeah, man. Twitter, all that shit, a.k.a. Greg Cypher. You can hit me
I'm
all the socials. And, music, Spotify.
Yeah.
So run up the Spotify shit.
Home base.
Third Stone, Suave. CVO coming soon. More music coming soon. So yeah, man.
Can I just clarify one thing?
What up? Real quick. When is this coming out?
Probably like in a month or so.
In a month? For real?
Maybe
You got
like
me backed up like that?
I have 10 interviews I have to put out.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe like 2-3 weeks. That's
Okay.
still a month.
Okay.
I'm
anyways,
so backed up right now. It's crazy.
We got more shows, and yeah.
I can make at least a post about the shows. We could do something like that.
That's cool. Go ahead, spin it.
And I'm sure it's known information, but just to clear the air from the person himself, Rick Reams and Rick Rude are actually two different people.
Oh. My bad. I thought that was a
No, it's crazy because he is I and I am him. I've been ghostwriting for Rick Rude for a very long time, and I've decided to kind of, I was like, man, this dude's eating off of, I just got tired of ghostwriting for Rick Rude, bro.
Yeah.
So I just kind of decided to go ahead and.
You decided to be uniquely you.
Yeah.
See?
There we go.
Man takes his own advice, man. Yeah, bro. What's coming up next with you?
Dude, like I've been just setting myself up for success lately. I'm about to go on a full tour in September.
With this comedy?
Yeah.
Who are you rocking with
His
right
name's Joe Dombrowski. He's super dope.
Joe Dombrowski?
Yeah, he is.
Wait, how do you say it?
Joe Dombrowski. So,
Joe Dombrowski.
So it's Dombrowski.
Okay.
He's
Joe
Dombrowski.
Yeah, and
Joe Dombrowski.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's originally from Detroit.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah,
Oh,
and he's a comedian. He's been on Ellen twice. He has over like.
Wait, is he a nigga?
Nah, white guy.
Oh, okay.
No,
Is he a
Joe
ninja?
No, he studies the art of kung fu.
Hey.
But he's like one of the first, because I consider art. I consider comedy as like an artist. Like
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
It's it's a high art.
He's one of the first artists I feel like I truly feel like we equally offer something to each other. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Like
That's dope.
he's literally taking me on tour. I produce his podcast as well. Like it's really like an equal thing. So to grow with him has been exciting. He's about to shoot his first special.
Really?
So these next few tour dates are very
he's
pivotal.
really coming up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have to check for him.
So yeah,
He's based out of here originally?
Yeah.
That's right, but he's.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm have this new studio, so figuring out how to open it to the public. Got to figure out the plan for that.
Man, have you ever thought about jumping on stage, doing some stand-up? What's going on, man?
Oh, maybe. I feel like I would be a stand-up before I was an artist. I'll say that. But I also am a DJ now. I've been DJing a lot of shows lately.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yo, man.
So if you guys ever need a DJ or anything.
Like
let me
DJ,
know.
what man, what you
Just
you,
NAST. I feel like saying DJ in front is like stupid.
DJ Nast.
So I'm just Nast. You know what I mean?
Nah, DJ Nast is hard. That's like your you know what I'm saying? I'm not like the DJ. I'm like, my name is DJ Nast.
Or
like D.J. Nast.
The terminology selector. That's always
Selector Nast. Nast the selector.
Nast the selector. We'll figure it out.
Also, before we are completely gone, I seriously like, let's collab on some
What happened to our podcast?
Oh man, they don't want to hear that, man. Honestly, I feel like I'm too much of a, I talk shit.
You're a mainstay on the podcast, at least.
He said I'm better in person, like when we're just not, cameras aren't rolling and we're not on no official capacity.
when you don't know. I mean,
Yeah, like when we're just talking shit.
Like, if you have to prepare, I get it.
I'm not prepared though when I come in here. Like I was gonna, after our last podcast, like I'm done preparing.
Yeah.
no, like honestly though, like that was.
I'm just a
great,
turtle with the
that
shark,
was
whatever
great.
you said.
No, bro, you took me in some weird places. Anyways, but no, I want to do some hip hop comedy shit with you.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
And that needs to really happen, especially if we can get, like, you know what I'm saying? Because there are some really dope comedians out here.
Actually, no. So Greg had a hand cam, and
Oh yeah.
and this was a particular time for me where I was wound a little tight, just multiple factors.
Yeah.
But man, this dude was carrying this camera around, and I just was not for being recorded, just because I do demand a certain amount of like space, privacy, and I looked at this footage and I was like, bro, don't put this out. But now I look back, that shit was funny.
No,
as
I got
fuck.
a movie I made.
Look, it was funny as fuck because it's like everybody just kicking it, and I'm just like,
No, it's obnoxious, bro. We be drunk and
it's hilarious. It was
drunk
like,
and making beats and freestyling and just being obnoxious, doing shows and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I put this little hood documentary together, but
yeah, I was like, I didn't know he was recording.
And some
in my
crackheads stole it.
Dude, we have a
look,
bar here
look,
even.
Oh, check my apartment.
I seen that shit.
Look, my apartment was like hella messy, and he came in. I'm like, and I didn't know he was
Man, I
recording.
didn't get your apartment.
And
man.
I was like, bruh, come on, bro. You like, no, it's cool, bro.
No, Rick wants to be a comedy writer.
Hey. Well, I have the people to connect it. I'm the
Hey, tell him your
I'm
one-liner.
Nast,
Tell him
I'm
your
Nast the
one-liner.
connector and the selector, I guess, now, too.
Which one?
Tell him your one-liner.
What's the difference between a stand-up comedian and a comic writer?
What?
What is it?
Certain things sound better on paper.
Ooh.
I told you, bro. That's clever as
He said,
fuck.
"Oh, that was a bomb."
That's clever. Was that a bomb?
That was a fucking flex drop a bomb.
Was that a bomb? I thought
was a bomb.
that was like.
He said, "Ooh." He was
like-
was it a fucking laugh?
Oh man.
This has been the NAST podcast. with-
Yeah. Yo, Greg Cypher.
Rick Reams.
Come on, man. Yeah.
And we did it.